you guys doing? That's what I wanted to hear. I'm HondaPro Jason. I came out from Chicago, and so you guys let me give you guys a little background on myself. I was a car salesman for 20 years just outside Chicago, and about 4 years, almost 5 years ago now, a client came into my store and said, "Hey, I want to trade in my car. I want to get a new car." So I asked him what I asked most of my clients: what would you like your new car to do for you that your old car didn't? It's Jason, that's simple. I want the back seats to go down in my old car. I have a 98 Accord and the back seats don't go down. So you know what I'm about to say. I'm like, "Sir, your back seats do go down." He goes, "No, I'm always borrowing someone else's car, having to rent a car when I have longer items." I'm like, "Let me show you." And in that car, they were kind of buried. You open up the trunk, you had two handles that were all the way on the inside. You'd pull each one of them and they'd fall down. Or there was a key in the back deck lid that you can do. So I showed him this, some leaves came out, all this dust came out. He was super embarrassed, but I started thinking, what else does he not know about his car? What other great inventions and technology did the engineers put in the car he might not know? So I decided to do a video all about tips and tricks and share that with not just my salesmen at my dealership, but salesmen around the country. That video went really well. Other videos followed, and eventually I started getting called by other dealerships to go do training at their dealership as a salesman. As that progressed, I decided to do that full time. So now I basically travel from coast to coast, training salesmen like you about cars like this. So I'm gonna do a quick walk around and take about 25 to 30 minutes to show you guys everything I'm gonna show you on the car. I'm gonna start with the outside though. How long have you guys been selling cars, Julio?
7 months.
Sam?
Yeah.
Sammy, were you in sales a little bit?
I've been about 4.5 years.
Okay. Stevie, sorry.
You're fine. 2.5.
And gentlemen, Solomon? Paul?
71.
Okay. So you guys know a lot of the cars have the window auto down feature from the key. This is the first year for the Civic. So you press and release the key fob once, press it again and hold it. The windows go down and the sunroof opens up. But did you guys know how to put the windows back up from the key without going back into the car? If you separate the key fob from the key, you have two separate pieces here. You take the key part of it, put it inside the door, turn it to the lock position, turn it again and hold it, all the windows go up and the sunroof shuts. That's great if you're walking away from your car and you're like, "Oh, I left the sunroof open, it looks like rain." Well, it's Florida, it always looks like rain. But you guys can shut that without going back inside. Now this is the very first year that Honda's gone to a completely cable-less operation. So there used to be a cable that used to open up the gas door in the trunk right inside. Nice, easy operation. Over time, those cables would stretch or bind, causing your customers expensive repairs in the service department. So Honda went cable-less, which is great because now if you want to open up your gas door, if the doors are unlocked, this door is unlocked. But once you lock your doors, this locks as well. So a customer calls you up and goes, "Hey, I went into the gas station. I went to go get a soda. I came back out, and this is broken. Give me a tow truck. I can't put gas in my car." First thing you tell them, relax, unlock the car door. Most of the time, they'll take care of that. Okay? Also inside here, we've also gone capless, which is awesome. So this is capless along with the Ridgeline on the Pilot, which is amazing. No more cap to tighten or loosen to hang down or try to put in that little container. Also, no more check engine light. No more loose gas cap light. But there is one problem. If you run out of gas, you need to fill it with the gas can. The filler nozzle will not fit in there. Honda's given you an adapter. Have you guys found this adapter yet? So in this car, it's backed by the spare tire. And come around here. Right back here by the spare tire, inside the wheel well, you'll find the adapter. Let me show you how to use this adapter. What you're going to do is you're going to take this adapter, you're going to push it all the way until it clicks and seals, and then now you can easily fill this up with gas. So now that we've gone cableless, to open up the trunk, it's all remote, so it's electronic. By the key, you can open it up with a button there, or there's a button inside by the door. But let's say that a customer calls you up and says, "Hey, my battery went dead in the car. I have my jumper cables, my battery box in the trunk. How do I get into it?" Paul knows. You could call a tow truck. Honda has a 1-800 roadside assistance, so that's going to upset your service advisor and probably your customer. Or you can show them the trick I'm going to show you right now. Have them unlock this front door with the key. Have them reach around and unlock this door in the back. And then if you guys step right around here to the side, you'll see 3 latch systems there with anchors on the back. There's one that's unmarked. You want to use this key as a tool. You want to hook, the unmarked one here. And then inside there is a little pull tab. Watch yourself here, because as I pull that tab, the trunk's gonna open right up. And that's your backup. Cool, right? It's gonna be the same thing for the coupe. That's why someone asked me if they could pull up a hatchback. I wanted this one to show you this. Coupe and the four-door are gonna be the same way. So you guys have all sold cars for anywhere from 7 months up to a bunch of years. Have you guys ever noticed on every single Honda you've ever sold that the valve stem lines up perfectly with the Honda H in the center cap? Every single car. Julio, every car you're ever gonna sell here at Honda, these are gonna line up perfectly. It's just that small attention to detail that Honda has on all the cars since the beginning of time. Just remember though, guys, if you rotate the tires, the technician might not put it in order, so don't get confused on a trade-in car. You guys familiar with how the remote start works? Real simple operation. You press lock, you press the remote start button, you release it, the car will start up and run for 10 minutes. Do you know how to extend that for an additional 10 minutes? You do the same thing again. You press the lock button, then you press and hold the remote start button, you release it, and then the car will continue running for an additional 10 minutes from whenever you press this button. The remote start it's different than any other remote start we have ever had, because the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna put your foot on the brake, and then you're gonna press the start stop button. Normally when we put our foot on the brake, that would kill the car. This time it actually switches it over to the regular ignition. I do need the doors shut, please, but I'll put the windows down as much as I can. I don't want to mess up that up. There you go. Okay, a couple of things on the inside. I love this new screen. I think this new screen's awesome. Sometimes this is too much for our customers to look at. So to simplify this a little bit, if you press and hold just like your cell phone, you can actually put this on another page off your main screen. So we'll move these two over, we'll move info over, and we'll make this look nice and neat. So now your main screen looks like that, so they can easily get to the things that they want without confusing them. Okay. They didn't go anywhere, they're still on this other page, just not in the customer's field of view. The other thing that's nice is inside this customizable screen, you guys will see, you can see your gas mileage, your turbo gauge, your wrench for your maintenance, your music, your phone, your kilometers per hour. There's a lot of stuff to look at that. You can actually change the order. You can delete the ones that you don't want, and then you can add 2 secret ones. Let me show you how. Inside settings, you go to system, you go to configuration of instrument panel, and here you can edit the order. So if you want to move things around, move that turbo gauge or whatever order you want it in. If you like to delete everything, because you only want the turbo gauge. So let's get rid of the music, let's get rid of the gas and the phone. Honda won't let you take those 2 out. So now if you look on the screen now up here, you'll see the turbo gauge, the miles per hour, kilometers per hour, and the wrench. Everything else is gone, which might be amazing for you, but what if your wife wants everything on there? You have to switch back and forth. All you have to do is, this is instrument panel configuration 1, put hers on configuration 2, and that keeps all the stuff right there. When you get in the car, all you have to do, there's your configurations. If a customer is going to use this, you just drag this to the main page, put it right up there in the corner, and they get in the car, they press that, they choose which configuration they'd like to drive in, and they drive right away. Cool, huh? Another thing to simplify what the screen looks like is to remove the tachometer. I mean, do we really need a tachometer with the CVT? Probably not, so let's get rid of it. You go into settings, you go into system, you go into tachometer settings, you simply shut it off. And watch what happens to the tachometer when I shut it off. Miles per hour actually get bigger and the tachometer disappears. Let me show you again. So it really cleans up this area, so it's easier for customers to see their gauges now. Neat. Take a minute off of this screen and show you a couple things. Have you guys ever seen these or ever wondered what these are for? What Honda says these are for?
Extend?
Nope. What Honda thinks they're for actually is when you go through the tow booth, you don't have a sun pass, you get those big long tickets. Those tickets can go right inside there. Then when you're at the tow booth, you can hand it to them so they're not blowing all over the car. Or if you're going to a big parking garage, You can put the parking garage stick there and flip it forward, so you have to shove it all the way down here in the corner of the dash there. What about these hooks in the back? There's one on each side. One here and one here. For a suit jacket. If you guys have a suit jacket, you don't want to hang it here because it's going to lay right on Paul's lap. You hang it here and it just lays straight so it won't get wrinkled. How cool is that? Show you something cool with the sunroof. Let's say it's a nice, beautiful day out like it is today. Sunroof is wide open, but it kind of gets a little cloudy. It looks like it might rain. So you want to tilt it, not shut it all the way. You still want a little bit of air. So instead of tilting it, instead of shutting it, then tilting it, if you just tilt it from the open position, watch what it'll do. It'll automatically shut and automatically tilt. It's one press. That's something you can show a customer that comes in and says, hey, listen, I was just down at your competitor. I know all about the Civic. All I want, Solomon, is your best price and I'm out of here. Well, wait a sec, you know all about the Civic, really? Did you know this? Did you know about these? Did you know how to configure the front screen? Did you know how to get in the trunk if your battery goes dead? Did you know about the valve stem and the H lining up? But they didn't know any of that stuff. So now they're talking to a professional. And now you're getting them off a price on the value, and they're going to appreciate that a lot. Have you guys found the hidden Easter egg? Paul, I know you have. The hidden Easter egg. So Honda hid an Easter egg. An Easter egg is a hidden gem. They usually put them in video games or in movies. In a video game, it would be on a certain level or a screen. You press a bunch of buttons, you get a special sword. Or Sam, the producer of the video game, comes out and goes, Sam, you found the hidden Easter egg. Let me tell you more about the game. Well, Honda hid something inside this car for people to find. Okay, to find it, this is what you do. You open up the center console, you move the cup holders to the front. Great opportunity to remove the cup holders and show people that they remove for easy cleaning. You want to take the coin holder and move it all the way forward. And then there's a removable spill mat on the ground, as you can see there. Sam, go ahead and grab that spill mat and lift it up. And then flip it over. Nope, 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 take it out. There you go. In there is your hidden Easter egg. It's a little homage to Honda's history embossed in the bottom of all these cars. What's cool about this is there's 4 different designs, and it's like baseball cards. You don't really know which one you're going to get in the car. If you go to your parts department, there's only one part number, so they don't even know what they're going to get. And this is going to be in all the 2-doors and 4-doors that have a spill mat, so not your base model. But again, something that, you know, customers that think they've seen everything on the car and they only want your best price, you can show them something like that and really blow their mind. Thank you. Did you know that Honda has a special spot inside the car for this key? So you're taking a long drive, you don't want this key in your pocket or your wife's purse. There's somewhere inside this car, it's a key holder. Have you guys found it yet? It's right inside the center console. You open up the center console, and there's a spot right inside there that the key actually lays perfectly in. So you have to put it in your pocket or in your wife's purse. Are you guys familiar with how brake hold works? Let me go through a couple of things that you might not know. First thing you need to know about brake hold is your seatbelt has to be on. If the driver's side seatbelt's not on, brake hold will not be activated. So now that the driver's side seatbelt's on, whenever I'm in any forward gear, you press the brake hold button, it's in the standby mode. Whenever I'm in any forward gear and take my foot off the brake, the car will hold this position. So that's going to alleviate a lot of stress on my ankles, my knees, my hips, my back. Also, I'm able to attend to a child without having my foot slip off the brake, or I can grab a briefcase or whatever I need in back of the car. So what happens if I'm sitting in front of the mall waiting for my wife to get out and she's taking a little bit longer than she normally does? I'm going to get some work done. I want to grab my laptop from the trunk. I take my seatbelt off to get out of the car. What do you think this system does when I do that?
Disengages.
If it disengaged, it would probably run over someone in front of us, which would probably be very dangerous.
Permanent park.
You're very,
Shuts the engine off?
you're very close. Watch what it does. You're almost there, Paul. You take the seatbelt off, it immediately puts on the parking brake. So now, in case something happened, the car won't go anywhere because the parking brake's on. So you have a customer coming and goes, yeah, this brake hold looks really cool, but what if? What if what? You got out of the car while it was inactive, while it was activated? Get out of the car. It immediately puts the parking brake on. So that has you covered no matter what. Another thing for you guys to know, which is important, if you're wondering if the car has a brake hold or not, if it has, it's going to roll for a second. If it has a electronic parking brake, it'll have brake hold. If it doesn't, it can't. So your Ridgeline, your Odyssey, your Pilot, they cannot have brake hold at any trim level because they don't have an electronic parking brake. Does that make sense? Cool.
Isn't the Elite the electronic brake?
The Elite is not an electronic
the
brake.
The Odyssey Elite?
No, it's a manual brake on the floor. Yeah, all the Odysseys, Ridgelines, and Pilots are all electronic. None, no, not even the Pilot. Not even the Pilot with a 9-speed has an electronic brake.
I was thinking it's the Pilot that I was thinking about when I said, because it has all the electronic shifting and stuff.
It has a 9-speed electronic shifter. It has a pedal. Yeah, they all have a pedal in there. Let me show you a couple things with the audio system. This is really, really cool stuff. So, you listen to your favorite song, right? And which of course is Pebbles, Mercedes Boy. You're a big 80s guy, right, Sam? So what happens is your wife calls right in the middle of the song, interrupts the song. So you hang up with her. Now what you can do with Honda's Tune Start is you can actually skip back to the beginning of that song. So what this is doing is the system actually has a hard drive built in. And that hard drive is memorizing everything from XM for up to 1 hour, all of your presets that are music and the station you're listening to, which allows you to do things like this. There's the beginning of this song. There's the beginning of this song. There's the beginning of this song. Whatever channel you pick, you're never in the middle of your song. You're always at the beginning of your song. And if you want to listen to it again, all you have to do is go back again. There's the beginning. As many times as you want to do it. If you want to hear what's live, you simply skip forward. It'll go right to live. You guys can see it right there. But you always have the opportunity to go back to the beginning of any song you want, anytime you want. And this will work up to an hour or until you shut the car off. And that's automatically from the factory. There's nothing for you to turn on or turn off on that. There are a couple things that you can turn on and turn off that happen to do with XM. Let me show you. You go into settings, you go into audio, then here you can set up your sports flash. What this will do is you set up your favorite teams. So let's set up a team here, football. Are we Dolphins fans or Buccaneers?
Bears.
Bears. I like that. Let's do Bears.
Thank you, Paul.
I appreciate that. So there's Chicago Bears. So now what's going to happen is whenever the Bears are playing, anytime, anywhere, the system will alert you and say, would you like to listen to that station? You can be in Omaha, Nebraska. You'll never miss a Bears game or a Buccaneers game or a Dolphins game. It's cool, right? And you can set up baseball, hockey, college, all with these 5 presets. Pretty powerful. One more thing I'm going to show you here on the sports flash setup is actually, multiple channel preset mix. A little bit of air on here. I forgot we're in Florida. Okay. Let's go this way. So what multiple channel preset is going to allow you to do, it's going to allow you to put more than one preset on each, more than one station on each preset. What I mean by that is, let's say you guys have kids. There's 4 different kids radio stations. If they put all those on these presets, they eat up 4 of your main presets. You'd only have 2 left. And if your wife likes country music, she's going to eat up all your other presets. Now you're left with nothing for your rock and roll or dance. So Honda allows you to put 4 different channels on one preset. Let me show you how it works. So right now this is 80s at 8. So let's add 70s. So I'm going to press and hold. I'm going to combine it. So now this channel has 70s and 80s. Let's do 60s. And let's do 50s. You can put up to 4. So right now, preset 1 has 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Preset 2, you can put country, you can put rock, you can put heavy metal, you can put dance music. Now you can play any of these in shuffle form and listen to your favorite channels without having to eat up all your presets. The only drawback, don't get caught up in this, the only drawback is you can't choose what channel you're listening to. it's a shuffle. It'll automatically mix them up for you. Okay? The last thing I want to show you guys is how to change the skins. Have you guys seen this at all? Paul, have you seen this? This is one of my coolest things. This is really good for that guy. He goes, hey, you know what? Just came from Ford. They have this amazing Ford Sync system. It does all this cool tech stuff, really. Let's see if it does this. Watch. You go into settings, you go into system. You're going to go all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to press up once. So I'm going to get to the bottom and to change skin. What this is going to do is this is going to functionally be the same, but it's going to change the entire look of the whole system. Watch what this does. And now this is your new skin. Functionally the same. You have your audio, your phone, your info. You have your smartphone connect, your settings, your Honda link. But when you get here, you can also manipulate these by moving them around. And then, Sam, you do me a favor. Can you press and hold anywhere on the screen there's not an icon? No, just press and hold it and let it go. I'm sorry. Just press and hold. There you go. Just press it and hold it. Don't move. There you go. Perfect. Now press change wallpaper. Now go to wallpapers. You can change all the backgrounds of what you're looking at here. So you can change it to whatever background you'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and set that. But in addition to that, there's also live wallpapers. Go ahead and press and hold again for me, Sam. Change wallpaper, please. And go to live wallpapers. Slide all the way to the bottom where it says water.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. Press and hold again. Change wallpaper. Live wallpapers. I just slide to the bottom. There you go. Press water. And then set wallpaper. Just set wallpaper. Perfect. So now this is your background. What's even cooler, go ahead and just tap the screen once, Sam. Isn't that cool? No one's got that. No one's got an interactive background. Neat, right?
Very nice.
And then this, like I said, this will work the same way. It just looks different. So this is what your audio page looks like now. And if you'd like to see your presets, you just have to press this once and your presets go right on. So you guys familiar with how to set the door locks in the car? You know that you can set the door locks for the customer to lock when your car goes into, unlock when it goes into park, lock when it goes into drive, 9 miles an hour. You guys are familiar with all of that. Do you know that you can shut the system off if the customer doesn't want it totally? You can just shut the whole system off. So all you have to do in settings, vehicle settings, door and window setup. In each of these for door and lock, you can simply shut it off. Customer comes in, you're driving the car with them, and you know what's going to happen at 9 miles an hour, the door's going to lock, right? He might not know that. What was that sound? Oh, the door's locked. I don't want my doors locked. My doors didn't lock in my old car. I don't want this system on. I don't want to buy the car. No problem, sir. I'll just shut the system off for you. It's just that simple. So you guys understand how to do that. And when you reach the car, you grab the driver's side door handle. Do you guys know how to set up all the door handles so they unlock?
We always, well,
You almost always do, right?
no, I go through it with the people,
Okay.
but I always tell them that I prefer not to do it.
Okay.
And then they'll say why. Because your safety is more important to me than only convenience. If your wife is
Understood.
in the parking lot, she goes to unlock her door to get in because there's a bunch of guys on that side of the car.
Somebody could
I
get
want
in
her
the
to
car.
get in,
Of
lock
course.
the door and be safe.
There is a setting though, so you guys can grab the door lock and they can all unlock. It's great if you're by yourself, only the driver's door.
It's Kansas.
If you have kids, sometimes the kids are always like, let me in, like your customers are when you get to the car. You open up the door and they're like, well, let me in. Hang on, let me unlock the door. When you leave the car, and this is the important part, you have your hands full, you have your baby, you have your groceries. You have to press that little black button, right? And if you can't get it with your finger, you got to use your nose or your elbow. Have you guys ever set up the walk-away auto lock? This is going to be the last thing I'll show you guys, and this is one of my favorites. So this is what you do. You go into settings. You go into vehicle. You go into keyless access setup. And then here you go into, totally joking about that. You go into door and window setup. And you go all the way to the bottom. And then here you get walk away auto lock. I'm going to turn that on. Watch what happens. So now I'm going to take these keys, put these keys in my pocket. Excuse me, stay in the car for a moment. I'm going to walk away from the car. And what you guys are going to hear a beep, another beep, and the doors are going to lock. That's it, doors are locked. You're at the gas station, you run inside for a soda, the doors automatically lock. You're walking away from the car and it's raining, you have your baby and some groceries, the doors automatically lock. Here's the only problem. The problem is now you 4 guys, including you cameraman, you're all locked in the car. And if you get out, the alarm's on. So the alarm will be activated. So if you didn't believe me, did you, Paul?
Well, I didn't open the door, but I unlocked it.
You unlocked it. It still thinks someone's going to get, yes. So the way to get around that, if that does happen, so you have a kid that wants to stay behind and play video games, a wife that wants to do some work, just leave the key in the car when you're exiting, and then the doors won't lock. Well, thank you guys very much. And as you guys know, I'm the Honda Pro, and now you're in the know.
Tampa.